Hi guys, and welcome to Python tutorial of how to connect MySQL using XAMPP. Let me show you guys how this works. So yeah, I'm going to just click on the search function here. Let's enter 9762. Click on search, and there we go. That is it right there. Okay, once you select it, you can view it. And we can also enter new data in there. Let's say we refresh. I'm writing here and just enter new data. So let's say the name is going to be the the registration number. Okay, and the name is going to be Davis, and that is Johnny. And address number 7, Godson please. And telephone number, email. So we can say Johnny Davis at Gmail. Yeah, that'll do. There. All we just need to do is click on add. We should be able to see the details of Johnny Davis right here. Successful. We should see that here. That's Johnny Davis right there. And we can also delete if you want. Let's say we want to delete Tom Sawyer. Let's click on that. There we go. Tom Sawyer should be gone. Now, cannot connect to the server. So let's open the server. Here is off. Okay. So click on that and click on the admin. Here comes the server. Okay, so I can now go back in there and just delete. Successful deleted. If I go into the student, I believe it's student, so let's come right in here, click on that. Yes, you can see Tom Sawyer is gone. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python development environment, and we put one of these together using XAMPP. Right. Start a new project and import the following libraries. If you don't have the MySQL here, you will have to make sure that is installed on your system. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is to take care of my database connection configuration. So I can just call that connect connection underscore config. There we go. And that is going to be equals. Let's enter curly braces and another one here. Now, the database that I intend to use is going to be for the student. So let's come in and just enter host. In there, the host in this case is going to be known as the local. Right? So let's just say host, local host. Next is going to be the user. And the user that's going to be root. Followed by password. Okay, password. And that is going to be nothing. I'm not going to enter anything in the password. And finally, the database that I intend to use, I'm going to be using the student database, and that is going to be students. Okay, the student with S. Right. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the database I intend to use, and that is it right here, students. Okay, that's the database. You can, I believe you guys know how to create one of these. Right, and make sure you've installed XAMPP on your system. Okay, if you're having problem in installing XAMPP, there's a lot of tutorial online on YouTube that'll show you how to install that and how to create a database here. But I can just demonstrate that for you. So make sure you click on new database, and here see where we have database, click on that. Now you create a new database. I'm just gonna call this let's say study. Yeah, I'll do. Okay, let's assume I'm going to be using studies. Right, so that's the name of the database. Come right here, click on create, and in here I'm just going to call it studies as well, and the number of columns, so I'm going to make that 6. Click on create. Now let's give it a name. The first one is going to be known as student ID, then that's first name, surname. I'm going to call that address. I'm going to call this mobile, and I'll call this email. And here I'm going to leave this as integer, make it 5. And right here I'm going to select this as my primary key and click on go. This is going to be voucher, make the size 50 here as well, and that's going to be voucher. And here make that 5th voucher, and it's going to be 50. Address, make address 100, and here is voucher. Make it about 11, and email voucher as well, make it 50. There we go. Now I'm going to click on preview. You can preview. This is the SQL code, that is it right there. If you have any use for it, just copy that and click on save. There. So the database called studies is ready to be used. As you can see, the database called studies is empty, and I can even decide to change the name of my database here to studies instead of students. Yeah. Right, that's cool. So the next thing I want to do now is to define and create my widget that I intend to use. So first of all, I'm going to create some frames. So let's come down here and just create a frame. This frame, I'm going to call that frame. Let's say input frame. Input frame. An input frame is going to be equals to tk dot frame. And I'm going to set the root. That's the name for my app. And I'm going to just define a border, make that about 10. Next, the width, make that about 1350, comma, get it padded, x-axis, make that 20. Background color, we'll just define that as cadet blue. Okay, comma. Next, I'm going to get it leave, and that's going to be rigid. Okay, then my input frame, come right down here, paste it right there. Let's say dot pack, and that is going to be, let's make it about 10, yeah, equals 10. That's good. So I'm going to create another one that I'll call my button frame. Paste that in there. That's going to be for the button. Let's just call it button frame. Okay. And I will also create one more. This one is going to be for the tree view. So I can just call that tree view frame. Frame. Change this to 3. Okay. All my frames are ready. So right here, I will define each component So the first one I want to create now will be for the labels and entry. So the first label underneath here, I can just say tk.label, and that is going to be a child of input frame. Yeah, grab all of input frame and just dump it right in. Okay, comma, and the background color for this label, I'm going to make it that blue. Next, it's going to be the text that will appear underneath. Let's say text is going to be student. Student ID there, and comma, followed by the font, and I'm going to make the fonts, I'll call that area, and that's going to be 24. And make it bold as well. What was that? There now, let's just say dot grade, and row will be equal 0, comma column, that is equal 0 as well. Comma in there, and let's just get it tag. Compare. For the X, for the Y is going to be, okay, let's say X, and make that 5, comma, and the Y is going to be 5 as well. There we go. My label is ready. Next, I want to create my entering widget. This entering widget, I'm just going to call it txt student ID. Oh no, let's just say it's entry. Let's say ENT student ID underscore student underscore ID. Yeah, that'll do. And that will be equals entry widget. tk.entry. And this entry widget is also going to be a child of this input frame. And now I'm also going to assign, let's assign the font to it. There we go. Then let's copy this and paste it here. And this border, I'm just going to make it about 5. The width, we can make that about 54. And let's justify left equals left. There. And finally, let's round it up. Come right down here, paste. And we just need to set the grid. I can copy this. Okay, it's going to be on row 0, column 1. There. So that is my very first widget, label and entering widget. So I can just copy this and change it around. Copy, paste. I need 6 in total. Paste and paste. There we go. Now the next one here, this is going to be for first name. Change this to first name. And the row is 1. It's going to be 1, column 0. Okay, why this is gonna be 2, might as well just enter the number 3. Yes, that's 3, and this is gonna be 4, 5. Right, this is going to be 5, 4. This is 3, 2, and 1. Okay, that is fine. Now, this is going to be surname. Let's change this to surname. And we have address next. S1 to address. Then we have mobile. This should be here. Put that off. That is supposed to be. Alright. So that's a frame for the button. Put that in here. Right, so we have this is going to be mobile. Change this to mobile as well. Do that. Copy. Yeah. This one here is going to be email. And this will be email. Okay, before I go any further, I might as well, I'm going to make sure this is saved. Change that to mobile here. Mobile, and here, this is going to be address. And we have surname here. Okay, let's see. This is student ID, surname, yep. And here, first name. Right. Before I go any further, I'm going to save this. Let's come right down here and get it saved. Let's say root dot main loop, enter parentheses. So that means run the GUI. Alright. So let's go to file and just give it a name. Save as. Let's give it a name. I'm going to call it 1T Halls. So my second channel. Click on save. Okay, before I run it, I just spotted an error here. Let's close that. Let's enter. Alright, there we go. I think I can now run it. Let's see how that's gonna look like for now. Let's run. Oh, what's that? Okay, what I'm missing here is I was meant to enter formats here. Yeah, except for the last one here. Let's run it and see. Hopefully, I must have corrected. No, I haven't. I was meant to close this. Close this as well. There might be one more here. Okay, that's the problem when you copy these things. Alright, run. Okay, root. The name root is not defined. Alright. Okay, before I go any further, let me define the name roots. Here. There we go. And again, I think I can spot another error here. That's meant to be relieved. Let's come right down here and just correct that as well. Okay, right, let me run it and see. Hopefully I've taken care of all those errors. There we go, look at that. So it's red, my widget is ready now. So let's here underneath here, I'm gonna create buttons. Alright, well let's see first. Run it again. Okay. So let me just call this the end of the first part of this tutorial. I'll see you guys shortly.